All right, so we're talking with Rick again from Summerfield Zoo. We've moved the baby hyena out, and you have brought probably the largest turtle I've ever seen. Is this turtle or a tortoise, or is that the same thing?
This is a tortoise. They're totally different.
Okay.
Turtles live in the water, and these tortoises are land animals. They would actually sink and drown in deeper water.
You know what? I had a pet turtle growing up, or I thought I did. I bet I had a tortoise. Because
I don't know.
it was not in the water.
Wasn't? Probably a tortoise.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, you learn something new every day.
Yeah.
So what's his name?
This is Sully, and Sully is a sulcata tortoise.
Wow.
And they're the third largest species of tortoise in the world, and this guy is not full grown.
He's not full grown.
These animals can
He's
get
huge.
100 to 150 pounds.
Well, and he just stepped on my foot, and I can tell you my toes, I can feel it.
Yeah.
How much does he weigh right now?
Around 55, 60 pounds right now.
So I should have pulled my foot out of the way,
Yeah,
I guess.
so he could get close to 3 times this size.
And I'm surprised because, you know, turtles and tortoises, like, we know they're slow, but he's moving himself around fairly quickly. Or is it just because it's a new environment?
No, they can kind of get up and boogie along faster than some people realize.
All right. So is this one of the animals that if people come out to Summerfield, they can get up nice and close with this one? Or?
Yes, we have a big tortoise yard, and people can lean right over the wall and touch all the tortoises that live out there.
So can I touch him right now?
Yeah, sure.
This is so bizarre because it's like, it kind of looks like an ancient like sculpture or something because there's all these little like bumps.
Right.
And they're all exactly symmetrical, and it looks like some sort of art form.
I know, their shells can be really, really interesting. We have 2 separate species of tortoises there, and they're both really beautiful tortoises.
So have you had him since he was a baby?
No, this is one of the many rescue animals that lives there.
Okay.
We have a whole collection of tortoises, and they are all rescue animals.
Okay, so rescue, that means you've saved them from a bad situation in the wild. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in the wild.
Well, no, this is an African animal.
Okay.
And they will not survive here in the wild. And
okay, so how, did you get him from Africa then?
no,
or he was
these
around
were
here?
all probably bought at pet stores when they're cute little babies, and they'll fit in a fish aquarium. And once they start to get bigger, people go, oh my God, they're getting too big for my house pet.
Yeah.
And so some of them have dropped them off there that were getting too big.
Okay.
And others were actually released by their owners just out, and they would not survive here. They'd die.
Terrible.
And so other people have found them wandering through their yards and stuff, and they have no idea what they are, and they bring them out.
Is it illegal to have pets like this?
It's not.
It's not legal.
It's not legal. It is. It's legal.
It's legal.
It's
okay.
legal, but people just don't realize and they're
Yeah.
cute. When they're little tiny hatchlings, they're really cute,
Yeah.
but they don't
Well, he's
stay
still
that way.
cute.
Yeah,
But
but
he's
this wouldn't
big.
be, what you'd see wandering around most people's homes.
So I feel really bad that people are releasing them into the wild. So if somebody out there does have some sort of exotic pet and it's not working out, it's better to call you guys, right, than to release it. Because they're not ready to fend for themselves in the wild.
And surprisingly enough, probably over 90% of all the rescue animals that we take in are right here around the Rockford area.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there zoos like this all over the country then that are taking in animals all over the country?
There's different sanctuaries. We
Just
do.
keep spinning him around.
I'll keep staying around so we can see his face.
Yeah.
We do call ourselves a zoo because we are open to the public just like any normal zoo. But most of the animals that come to live there are rescue animals. So we're also a sanctuary for exotic animals too.
Okay. So how much can now I touched his shell. Can I like touch his leg, or is that, at what point is he going to freak out on us?
He won't freak out. In fact,
Okay.
we'll see if he'll fit on my lap.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
So
hi.
just as long as you don't touch his face, because that makes him a little shy.
Well, yeah, I understand.
So, but you can go ahead and touch his legs here, and
now, okay, it feels like rocks.
it's
So
very
what is
hard.
this?
It's very hard. It's just similar to the material that's on his shell. And you can see how this one has all these kind of spiked areas. And that's
Yeah.
just added protection. When they go to pull their leg in, and if an animal eats them, and then they just have these spikes sticking out, then
Okay.
it makes it harder for an animal to reach in and try and grab it for dinner.
So what is this material most like? Are these like nails, or is this like hard shell? I mean, honestly, it feels like pebbles on a street.
Yeah, on these guys, it is similar to like nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. And how far out can his neck come? I noticed I just like moved my
Yeah,
leg an inch.
it
and
can
freaked
come. He
out.
can stick his head out to about here, probably.
Okay.
So he has quite a long neck, but they're able to telescope it in and hide it from an animal.
Wow.
And of course, this shell, is going to grow
Okay.
with the animal, just like your skeleton on the inside grows.
So he's in the shell his whole life.
This is his home, his protection.
It's not like animals where they get bigger and they move to different shells. 'Cause
No.
some animals do that, right?
Yeah, like crabs and things.
Okay,
Yeah, but no, this stays with them. They're in here permanently, and people who do try to have the bigger ones as pets have known to actually drill holes in here and stick like an eye bolt and chain them out, which is very bad for the animal's health.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand. What do they do?
They will actually drill a hole into this shell and screw in an eye bolt so they can chain them in their yard, which is very bad for the animal. Yeah.
That's like putting a hole through your bones.
Yeah.
Does the turtle feel that?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So it's not a good idea to get a big tortoise as a pet.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you guys can take him in. Now, can he feel this?
Oh, sure. He can feel it.
He can feel this.
Mm-hmm. It's not the same as if someone touched your skin, obviously, but he can still, feel, different pressures on his leg.
Okay, so he can feel the pressure, but it's not like the way you feel.
No,
like
if you
the
just
nerves under your
touch
skin,
the
there's no
shell like
nerves
this,
under these.
no.
Okay, it's more like the pressure that he can feel. Wow. So how long do these animals live?
These guys will live around 100 years.
Just like in Finding Nemo when the turtle.
So obviously another reason they don't make a good house pet.
Yeah.
Because they get too big, they live too long.
Well, it'd have to be a generational house.
Yeah, right.
Stay with you for a really long time.
But most people are not equipped because they take up a lot of room. They need special lighting. They need to be heated all winter long because they don't survive in the cold weather.
They're from Africa.
Right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys are still open for how much longer? A few more weeks for the season?
Our last weekend is the first weekend in November. And that's when we have our Winter Wonderland, our reindeer come out, the elves come out. You can get your Christmas cards, pictures taken with the reindeer and the elves, and we're all decorated. It's a lot of fun. Okay,
well, I guess then I need to ask you, is this the time to be booking reindeer if you want them for events or parties, or are you already booked up this early in the season?
It depends on the day. Some days we are already booked up.
Okay, so if you want that at all, you got to call like right now. So people can they just kind of swing by? What are your hours?
Our hours, we're open on weekends, Saturdays from 10 to 5 and Sundays from 11 to 4.
Okay, so you still got a few weeks to check them out. I highly recommend it if you haven't been yet. I think I'm going next week, actually. This is so cool. All right, you have, I think, one more animal that you brought with you, right?
We have two more.
Two. Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we'll meet them right after this, and we'll have this information for you again at the end of the show.